Let's move now to the Eastern Cape. The family of Nomboleko Simayile, accused of killing her 4 children with a sledgehammer, wants government to help bury her. The Simayile family has been dealt another blow after the 32-year-old mother passed away in hospital over the weekend. This is, of course, just days after the family buried the 4 children. Now, the cause of the mother's death is still unclear. Our reporter, Ronald Masinda, joins us from eNCA East in the Eastern Cape. Ronald, good evening to you. This is quite the most tragic story. 4 little ones dead, and now the mother has died. Do you have any information? Because the last images we saw of her was having a physical collapse, which you got on camera. It looked like a very sort of emotional collapse moment, but it seems there was something else terribly wrong. Do we know what happened?
Good evening, Sally. So from what we heard from the family earlier today is that they were told by police that her high blood pressure was high moments before she passed on. But what the National Prosecuting Authority in the Eastern Cape told me just a short while ago is that they are investigating reports of her going on a hunger strike and going without water and food for days. Now, as you rightly mentioned, on Thursday last week when she was meant to make a second court appearance, she collapsed in the holding cells. And then she was brought to hospital where she seemed to have recovered. And then it was only yesterday, once again, inside those holding cells where she complained about not feeling well. She says, or some of the people that we spoke to say that she looked dehydrated. And then it was later pronounced that she was no more.
Oh, just absolutely tragic. You've also heard from the grandmother to the little ones, obviously Nomboleko's mother. Tell us about that.
So chilling details about their loss.
We seem to have lost your audio. Can you hear me? We seem to have lost your audio as you started to answer. I'm not sure if it's a network problem. I don't think you muted yourself. But just say hello. Let's see if I can hear you once more.
Loud and clear, I can hear you.
Right,
sir.
I can hear you once more. You were telling us about the grandmother. Just start that thought again, please.
All right, so chilling details coming from the grandmother following the passing of the 4 children. She says that she spoke to her daughter just moments after she confessed to killing them, and the daughter said that it wasn't her fault and that there was some sort of form of a demon inside her that forced her to kill her own children. She loved the children dearly, but in that situation emotions were very high because the grandmother couldn't believe what just happened. But what she told us today is that if she could have another opportunity to say to a child that she loves her and she forgives her, it will be the case. But our only concern would be that even if she was still alive, Sally, she wouldn't live a normal life. The fear is that many people from the communities will reject her and call her perhaps a monster for what she allegedly did, killing 4 young children, the youngest being 2 years old. We heard from the grandmother of those 4 children earlier. This is what she had to say.
Ebalulekileyo okanye sincokole nge-9 kusesenze le nto ndawufaka ke umbuzo kuye ke ngoku ndikhalayo ndifika abantwana bethe saphi endlini phofu besemendlalweni qha kuba abanye balala ngapha abanye balala kwicala bendiye ndambuza ubana undizonda ntoni nanoludwe wathi mama ndikuzondi asagqiba wakhala wathula waphinda wakhala wathi abantwana bami yini bahambe ngesandla sami apho ke ndiye ndaqonda ke ngokukhawuleza kafika kum ye lo mntu okanye bengasenzeli lona ngale ndlela atsho ngayo ngoku.
I mean, just the tragedy of that grandmother. She's lost her 4 grandchildren and her daughter. Just tell us a little bit more, because we don't have a translation on that clip. It does seem potentially that the 32-year-old mother of the 4 children was mentally unwell and was not getting the support and help she needed.
So her mother, in a nutshell, Sally, during that conversation, just mentioning that she is aware that she wasn't well as she was growing up. She had issues of mental illness, and that even her sister, I mean, during the funeral, also saying to us that she had a tendency of seeing things that other people didn't see. The mother saying earlier that she saw snakes and she thought she was attacking snakes with a sledgehammer. It turned out to be her young children. And one of the biggest concerns for the mother of this 32-year-old woman is that even the father of the children, her estranged husband, was not even at the funeral. So this is a family, a broken family, Sally. I mean, when we saw even the grandfather of these 4 children, he was shaking at times. This has really affected the family very badly. And we spoke to him earlier on as well with regards to just the emotions that this family is going through. They are now begging for any form of help or assistance with regards to the funeral, which they hope will take place this Friday. This is what he had to say.
Bendihlele ndiyilindela nto ngoba nge-17 bekufanele uba kube sibonene nomntwana khange sibonane. Ndasoloko ngoku ndilindele uba okanye ndizawufowunelwa ndicela uba isimo somntana sinjani, khange ndifumane efowuni. Xa sizawukulala izolo phaa emalanga ndifumana isimo somntana uba siye satshintsha kwanyanzeleka uba makabalekiselwe esibhedlele e-All Saints. Ubalekiselwe ke esibhedlele e-All Saints apha ayokohlulakala khona.
Yeah, it's interesting what Nomboleko's father is saying, that he was concerned about her condition. You did just mention that you've just got news. There's now an investigation because there's concern that she wasn't taking in not only no food, but also no water. And no human being can survive for longer than 3 or 4 days without water. The question, of course, then arises is, why was this not being flagged by people keeping an eye on her while she was in prison? So, Ronald, that is a very sad development in an already utterly tragic story. Thank you so much, though, for that update. That, of course, is our reporter in the Eastern Cape, Ronald Masinda.